The Himalayan Saints by Dr. Surendra Prasad Mohanty is a spiritually rich narrative exploring India's divine tradition rooted in the mystic aura of the Himalayas, the sacred abode of snow. The book unfolds as a journey through the mountains, unveiling their serene grandeur, divine secrets, and the enlightened souls who have lived, meditated, and attained self-realization there. The author, a devoted spiritual thinker and scholar, presents the Himalayas as more than a geographical wonder. They are the very heart of India's spiritual consciousness, a living testament to divine presence and wisdom. Dr. Mohanty begins by painting a vivid picture of the Himalayas' natural and spiritual splendor. Towering peaks covered in eternal snow, sacred rivers like the Ganga and Yamuna, and pilgrimage centers such as Kedarnath, Badrinath, Gangotri, and Yamunotri form a divine landscape where nature and spirituality merge seamlessly. This terrain, he says, has inspired countless sages and seekers who, through meditation and austerity, uncovered the truths of life and the cosmos. The Himalayas, according to the author, are not merely a mountain range, but a colossal temple where every rock, stream, and breeze echoes the presence of God. For centuries, saints have sought this sacred silence, drawing strength from the mountains and radiating wisdom to the world. At the heart of the book lies the figure of Mahavatar Babaji, the eternal yogi of the Himalayas. Dr. Mohanty portrays Babaji as the invisible guiding spirit of all Himalayan saints, a divine being who transcends time and space. Said to have lived for over 1,000 years, Babaji is not bound by birth or death. He appears and disappears at will, imparting spiritual knowledge to those who are pure in heart and ready for divine transformation. He is credited with reviving Kriya Yoga, an ancient scientific technique of spiritual evolution that harmonizes body, mind, and soul. By teaching this method to Lahiri Mahasaya, Babaji rekindled a spiritual movement that would later reach the West through disciples like Swami Yukteswar and Paramahansa Yogananda, whose book Autobiography of a Yogi made Babaji a household name worldwide. Babaji's life, as retold by Dr. Mohanty, is a blend of history, legend, and divine mystery. Born as Nagaraj in the early centuries AD in Tamil Nadu, he was kidnapped as a child and sold in Calcutta, where a compassionate sage rescued him. His thirst for truth led him to Sri Lanka, where he became a disciple of Guru Bhogarnath, who directed him to the great saint Agastya. Under Agastya's guidance, Babaji attained higher knowledge and was sent to the Himalayas for final realization. There, in the caves near Badrinath, after years of rigorous meditation, he achieved enlightenment and mastery over the 8 great siddhis, divine powers that made him deathless and omnipresent. Since then, he has remained a guardian of humanity's spiritual evolution, working silently through chosen disciples. Dr. Mohanty emphasizes that Babaji's miracles are never for display but for compassion. He materializes food for starving travelers, revives the dying to fulfill their spiritual potential, and appears before seekers in subtle form to grant guidance. His physical form, described as youthful and radiant, is rarely seen. His true being is luminous consciousness. Babaji's universality lies in his transcendence of all religious divisions. Hindus, Buddhists, and Sufis alike revere him, and saints across traditions acknowledge him as their guiding light. The author recounts visions where Babaji appears surrounded by figures like Jesus, Guru Nanak, and Gorakhnath, symbolizing the unity of all faiths under one divine truth. The book then shifts focus to Yogiraj Shyama Charan Lahiri, Babaji's most prominent disciple and the key figure in bringing Kriya Yoga to the modern world. Born in 1828 in Bengal, Lahiri Mahasaya was raised in a devout Shiva-worshipping family. Even as a child, his serenity and spiritual depth set him apart. After his mother's death, he moved with his father to Varanasi, the city of temples and learning, where his spiritual inclinations deepened. He mastered Sanskrit scriptures and Vedantic philosophy, later marrying and joining the British Public Works Department as an accountant, a symbol of his grounded worldly life. Lahiri's destiny changed during his posting in Ranikhet, a Himalayan town surrounded by forests and peaks. One day, while walking to his office, he heard a mysterious voice calling his name. Following it, he met a radiant sage who revealed himself as Mahavatar Babaji. The encounter was divine recognition. Babaji reminded Lahiri that they had shared a guru-disciple bond in a previous life. In a moment of transcendence, Babaji initiated him into Kriya Yoga inside a golden palace that manifested miraculously from thin air. Lahiri meditated for 7 days in a state of cosmic bliss, emerging as a transformed soul. Yet Babaji instructed him not to renounce worldly life but to return to society, live as a householder, and teach Kriya Yoga to sincere seekers. His life would be the living example that one could attain enlightenment without abandoning familial responsibilities. Following his guru's command, Lahiri began spreading Kriya Yoga quietly. His approach was revolutionary. He welcomed people of all faiths and castes, breaking traditional barriers of initiation. His teachings were practical, direct, and scientific. Control of breath and mind to awaken the divine within. He taught that one need not flee the world to find God. Inner renunciation was more powerful than outer asceticism. Simple living and high thinking, he said, is the essence of yoga. His humility and compassion attracted thousands. Among his disciples were saints, scholars, political leaders, and even foreigners. He performed countless miracles but never sought recognition. Once, he appeared in London in subtle form to heal the ailing wife of an English officer while physically remaining in India, an event that left witnesses awestruck. Through Lahiri's dedicated disciples, Swami Yukteswar Giri, Paramahansa Yogananda, and Swami Hariharananda, the teachings of Babaji spread across India and the world. Lahiri's influence reached beyond religion. His message resonated with spiritual seekers everywhere. He taught that meditation was the bridge between man and God, that all religions shared one eternal essence, and that love, discipline, and detachment were the keys to liberation. He entered Mahasamadhi, a conscious, peaceful death, in 1895, leaving behind a lineage that continues to guide humanity toward inner awakening. Dr. Mohanty also narrates the lives of several other Himalayan saints who, in different eras and ways, carried forward the light of Babaji's mission. Among them was Swami Maheshwar Nath, a disciple of Babaji and the guru of Sri M, a contemporary Indian mystic. Maheshwar Nath, known for his vast spiritual knowledge, meditated in Himalayan caves and later transmitted his energy to Sri M before leaving his body, ensuring the continuity of his guru's work. Another was Haidakhan Baba, believed to be an incarnation of Lord Shiva, who lived in the Kumaon region until 1984. His simple yet profound message, serve humanity, speak truth, and love God, inspired thousands globally. Swami Ram, known as the Siddha Sadhu, lived in silence amidst the Himalayan wilderness, mastering control over natural elements through meditation. Deoraha Baba, another legendary saint, lived on a wooden platform above the ground near Deoria, surviving without food and offering spiritual counsel to commoners and political leaders alike. Gudari Baba, a mystic of the Valley of Flowers, was said to have such a divine aura that flowers bloomed endlessly around his dwelling, symbolizing his union with nature. Bhal Maharaj, once a king, renounced his throne to embrace the life of renunciation, embodying the Bhagavad Gita's ideal of selfless action. Among the modern saints, Pandit Shriram Sharma Acharya, founder of the Gayatri Parivar, stands out as a reformer who united science and spirituality. He propagated the Gayatri mantra as a tool for inner awakening and emphasized moral and social upliftment through spiritual practice. His writings, including Gayatri Mahavigyan, deeply influenced Dr. Mohanty. Neem Karoli Baba, a saint with a playful yet divine presence, taught love and selfless service as the highest forms of worship. His disciples, including Western seekers like Ram Das, carried his message across the globe, creating a bridge between Eastern spirituality and Western thought. The book also includes sketches of saints like Bure Baba, Yogi Tenkashi Siddhar, Guru Agori Baba, American Marshal Govindan, and Kriya Yogi Sri M, whose lives symbolize the fusion of Eastern mysticism and Western intellect. Each of them, in Dr. Mohanty's account, serves as a luminous thread in the tapestry of Himalayan spirituality, proving that divine wisdom transcends boundaries of race and religion. In the final chapters, Dr. Mohanty reflects on what makes the Himalayan saints truly extraordinary. Their universality lies in their ability to see divinity in all beings, irrespective of faith or culture. They live for the welfare of others, embodying humility, compassion, and detachment. Their continuity forms an unbroken chain from the ancient Vedic rishis to modern yogis, upholding India's spiritual heritage through millennia. The author narrates mystical visions in which saints from different traditions, Jesus, Guru Nanak, Gorakhnath, and Babaji, appear together near Mount Kailash, signifying the harmony of all faiths. In this cosmic vision, Babaji shines as the central sun, around whom all other saints revolve like radiant stars, reflecting his light. Dr. Mohanty's portrayal is not just descriptive but devotional. He writes not as an academic observer but as a pilgrim, inviting readers to journey inward toward their own inner Himalaya. His language is simple, his tone reverent, and his intent clear, to reawaken faith in a world overwhelmed by materialism. He argues that true peace and happiness cannot be found in possessions or power, but in self-realization, service, and surrender to the divine will. Spiritual realization, he concludes, is the highest goal of human life, attainable by anyone who strives sincerely with a pure heart and faith in the Guru. In essence, the Himalayan Saints is both a chronicle of divine lives and a spiritual manifesto. It bridges myth and history, philosophy and devotion, the ancient and the modern. Through stories of miracles, discipline, and divine love, Dr. Mohanty reveals that enlightenment is not the privilege of a few renunciates, but the potential destiny of all humankind. The saints of the Himalayas, in his words, stand as eternal beacons guiding humanity from ignorance to illumination, from illusion to truth, from restlessness to peace.